And we back once again. It's your boys, No Jobbers Allowed, coming back at you with another Raw review. This time for Monday, January 21st, 2019. And like always, I'm your boy Big Ish, and with me like always is.
Man, it is your guy, Erwin, man, and we're coming back at you again with this Raw review, the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Edition of Raw. And I thought it was pretty decent, man. What was your overview of it?
Quit using Martin Luther King quotes in a Raw episode, dog. I hate it by everyone, whether it was good intention or anything. I hate when, let's move on.
You are very disgusted at the thought of, we'll just move on. We'll move on.
Let's move on. Don't use the MLK Jr. quote, dog. I don't like it. I hate it when people let's move on.
I'm not going to upset Big Ish anymore. We're going to get right into the review, where we get Raw starts out with the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar coming out with Paul Heyman, and they're cutting a promo on Finn Balor, man. After they go on for a little bit, out comes who other than WWE Chairman Vince McMahon. Get a pretty decent pop too.
A real decent pop.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm actually glad that Vince is around a little bit more. It actually seems a little bit more special having him on TV these days. Vince comes out, tells some kind of weird version of David and Goliath, because Vince is really into his big man. So he's pretty much saying there's no way that Finn Balor can win.
Too much Bible talk, man.
Yeah, man. I didn't
too
get
much
it.
Bible talk. It was too much Bible talk, but let's move on. So
yeah, I didn't really get it. And then Strowman comes in for some reason. Strowman talks about he had the hardest week of his life. Get these hands, all that stuff. Then out comes Finn Balor, and this leads to Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor for our first match of the night. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Big Ish.
I'm listening.
Isn't Braun Strowman supposed to be injured?
Dog, that's what the rumor was. So now I'm pissed because he having a match, even if Finn is smaller than him, he didn't have to take no real bumps. Mm-hmm. I'm upset because now either he's injured or he ain't got no heat. Which one is it?
I'm going to go for the latter, man. I don't think he has any heat either way. But, I mean, this match ends with a disqualification anyway, where Brock Lesnar runs in, drops Finn Balor at the F5. So technically the winner of this match is Finn Balor, which means he will lose at the Royal Rumble.
He's definitely taking an L.
Yeah, he's definitely taking this loss.
He's taking a big L to Brock this weekend.
And we'll save that for the prediction show, I guess. But what do you think about this match, man?
I thought it was decent, which is why I'm worried if Brian didn't look injured at all.
Not at all.
He looked like he was doing his regular stuff, but maybe that's just because his regular stuff doesn't require, much of anything, especially against a smaller competitor and worker like Finn. So, like I said, it's weird. I'm going with the fact that Brian must just not got no heat.
Yeah, that's what it has to be, man. And the really good thing about this match is it got Lesnar the heat, and Finn Balor looks like a great baby face right now. And I said it a couple, maybe last month, man, on Twitter, man. They got to push this man to the moon, Finn Balor. So I'm glad that they're actually giving him his recognition as one of the top faces in the company. Moving on to the next segment, man. We're going to get the Intercontinental Championship celebration for the new Intercontinental Champion, Bobby Lashley.
Yep, Lashley. All right, let's get it.
Oh, man. So, him and Rush are coming out there. They're talking their shit. And then out comes Apollo Crews to congratulate him. Dude, and then they get into a pose-off. A pose-off?
I don't want to talk about it, bro. I just want to skip. I just want to skip to the match, man. It was
get to a pose-off.
The only thing good came out of it was Apollo got some real pop from the crowd. It looks like he can finally get the crowd on his side.
Oh, well, he got the crowd on his side, and then...
That's it. That's the only good thing about this, so we can move on.
Then he lost to Bobby Lashley after he in an impressive spot, what I like, where he had Leo Rush like pressed over his head, and then Bobby Lashley went up and hit him with that big spear, man, for the 1-2-3. Yeah, I feel like these two could do better if they get more time.
Yeah, I mean, it felt condensed.
Yeah, which it had to be.
But I mean, it did give you like a preview of what a match could look, a real lengthy match could look like between those two, and I'm for it.
I'm very excited for it. Although I still am holding out hope for our all big black bald man stable of Apollo.
Anti-New Day.
Yeah, the anti-New Day. That's what we were calling it. I'm still holding out hope for that in 2019.
What else?
Sorry, what?
I said, what else? What we got next?
Okay, all right. Let's keep on moving on. Next, as Lashley's heading up the ramp, man, Seth Rollins comes out, man, and he cuts a pretty decent promo talking about how he's a working class guy, came from a working class family. Talks his shit about Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, about them being the prototypical WWE superstar. Out comes Drew McIntyre, man, and he cuts a little bit of a promo, calls himself the Terminator, and then we get this.
I always prefer Scottish Psychopath. I don't know why they're going with the Scottish Terminator now.
I don't know what it is, but we get a really good match. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins, man, and these guys can go, man. And this match ended where Drew gets rolled up out of nowhere, and Seth Rollins gets the 1-2-3, man.
Yeah, I was surprised, which means they better let Drew win the whole Rumble on Sunday.
And we'll get more into that in the prediction show, but I think as of right now, that's who my prediction to win is. It has to be Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins, either one of the two.
That's what I'm going back and forth can't see anybody from SmackDown winning the Rumble.
No, well, who won it last year? Shinsuke won it last year, right? Or did I don't know. I think Shinsuke won.
Yeah, you right.
I think he did, but because we had both of the Japanese people won the Royal Rumble, so decent match. I'm really excited for. Think about it, like the future of wrestling. The top guys are going to be Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Future's in great hands, man. All right, so next segment we got the Revival are backstage talking to Vince McMahon about some kind of conspiracy theory, man. They end up getting a shot at the tag team titles one last time, but the big shakeup in this one is Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins is in the back asking if he could be in the Royal Rumble. Vince says, "Nah, man, you're gonna be a special guest referee for the Revival title shot." So later on in the show, we get the tag team champions, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode versus the Revival one more time with Kurt Hawkins as the special guest referee. And I really like that because they're using more of their superstars as opposed to us seeing the same people over and over again. Add a little bit of complexity to this feud.
Yeah, they just diversify what they can put on screen, man, and they always had the ability to do it. They just didn't.
They just weren't doing it, man. Too much Baron Corbin.
Yeah, you can't get these superstars heat if they only doing house shows.
Yep, you're right.
So you got to give them on TV so fans like me who ain't at the house show can see these superstars, and we don't get caught up in the monotony of the same superstars on our television every week.
Me and Big Ish agree.
But let's go ahead and keep it pushing.
So then we get a backstage segment from Dean Ambrose. You were probably mad at this because he heavily quoted Martin Luther King. So
yep,
we'll skip over this. But, he's talking about some stuff. And here's wait. The next segment, I'm just seeing this in my notes. We can run through this one too, because we got Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers versus the Lucha House Party.
I love Lucha House Party.
This shit was garbage, bro.
But I love Lucha House Party. Shout out to Grab Metalik on that win.
Dude, it was garbage, man. But Lucha House Party win as they beat Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. quite a fall from grace for Jinder Mahal, man. Went from being WWE champion to jobber to the Lucha House Party, man.
Hey man, somebody got to do it. Like our very first episode, somebody got to lose.
This is true. Somebody's got to lose. We get a backstage segment with EC3 posing. Dana Brooks asking him what he eats.
I'm so tired.
Tips.
I'm so tired of these call-ups not getting to do anything.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, it seems like right now it's
besides Nikki Cross.
EC3 is the only one that's not doing anything now. Really, it's only EC3.
Yeah, well, we'll get to everyone else tonight. True. And Nikki Cross had her big debut in a dub last week. Mm-hmm. So it's real weird because I thought EC3 would be, you know, Vince's guy because he's a prototypical, like, superstar, WWE superstar that you would see throughout the time when Vince was popping.
Truth. But they have him doing dumb stuff backstage, like he's posing.
Every time, he's always posing. Every time we've seen him on the main shows, he's been posing.
Man, well, hopefully they do something better with him when it comes time. But then Elias walks by, and then we're just going to get... I mean, I don't know if you want to dwell on this. Yeah,
let's run through it. You know what Elias does. He comes out, and he goes... WWE stand for. He does his little stick. Baron comes out. They get to chit chatting back and forth, and of course, Elias sings a song at the expense of Baron Corbin, and then they get to wrestling.
They've been the same match they've done 100,000 million times.
The only thing is, I particularly like Baron Corbin right now.
He's the only heel with heat.
Yeah, I actually like Baron Corbin right now, so I'm glad he got the win. What did he call his finisher? The
End of Days.
End of Days. And that looks pretty sweet, so I was glad he got to hit it. And maybe because I'm biased, because I don't like Elias. I'm one of the few people that will say I don't like Elias. But that was it. That was the main thing about that segment, listeners. There's not much to go into.
That's it.
We're probably going to cut it from the replay.
You've seen it a million times if you've watched Raw over the past 6 months. Same thing over and over again. But we can skip on to the next segment, which I found a little bit intriguing after they got over the bullshit. We had Alexa Bliss and her moment of bliss, and her special guest is Nia Jax. They go over some. It's just not entertaining, man. Nia Jax isn't entertaining.
Like maybe the rumors are too. Maybe Nia is going to AEW soon. I don't know, man.
There's no way that. How can she go to? She can't wrestle.
What the fuck she need to wrestle for? They just need name power at first. Do you still want to see a Chris Jericho match?
Of course, I want to see a Chris Jericho match.
Maybe it's because I ain't been watching him wrestle in New Japan, so maybe I'm just not seeing why anybody cares besides nostalgia.
Even
about
his WWE matches. Dude, Chris Jericho is still amazing in the ring.
But that's what I'm saying. Since when? Like I'm telling you, I ain't seen him wrestle. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's my ignorance for not watching him in New Japan.
Dude, even when he was in the Greatest Royal Rumble and all this stuff, like they were having talks of there being a casket match of him versus Undertaker. Like,
oh no,
Chris Jericho can still go, bro.
Like I said, Nia Jax going to AEW, man, and she don't need to do much. They just need star power right now, and Nia Jax is still a big name. She gonna draw at least a few viewers.
I'm gonna turn. If Nia Jax goes to AEW, I'm not watching. I'll say that right now, listeners. If Nia Jax goes to AEW,
just because of Nia Jax,
I will not watch AEW if they sign her. They're not going to, first of all. But this is The Rock's cousin, man. They're not letting her go. WWE's not letting her go. But we're about to get off on a tangent. And
all right, so let's continue. So Ember Moon interrupts, which was good. I love Ember Moon. Keep her on the singles push. Whatever you do, don't put her with a tag team. So she comes out, talk about how she's tired of being overlooked, how she gonna win the Royal Rumble. And then I believe Alicia Fox comes out
Yep.
and talks about how she's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Then Mickey James, she got some thick ass thighs. I still love her. Toxic masculinity aside, she talks about how she's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Then all these other women come out. It's Nikki Cross. Shout out to my girl, the crazy lady Nikki Cross. Then Alexa Bliss tried to tell everybody shut up. Y'all making a mockery of a moment of bliss. Then everybody get to brawling.
They just start to brawling, man. That was hilarious.
The best part. The brawl was good. The ladies get to showcase, because the men get to do this a lot. They just get to have all-out brawls for no damn reason. So it was good to see the ladies. And then after that, you cut back to Alexa Bliss standing on the ramp by herself, and she announces that she also will be competing this Sunday in the Women's Royal Rumble. So that was dope. That was actually a pretty good announcement.
That was good.
That's fly. I've been complaining that I would rather watch Alexa in ring competition, because I don't like these segments she's been doing. They're so trash.
They're garbage.
But of course, my lady, my one and only Lacey Evans comes out and gets to promoing the hell on Alexa Bliss. And it was pretty good, man. I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like is I don't know if all the fans in attendance knew who Lacey Evans was, because
they don't.
And he didn't get that pop. And I'm like, are you fans just broke boys sitting in the stands? Y'all can't afford WWE Network? Why is y'all disrespecting the lady of NXT like that? But like I said, I can't wait for Sunday, because she gets to showcase herself on Sunday in the Royal Rumble. And I can't wait for her to knock one of those ladies out with a ladies' right. Her finisher, because it looks so clean when she punches the shit out of somebody. So,
dude, and you know at this Rumble, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know, this is Lacey Evans is a prototypical Vince female superstar. Blonde hair, good looking, tall. But pretty much all you gotta say is blonde hair. I think Vince is in the blondes, but she's gonna really showcase her stuff. She's really gonna do really well.
It'll be the perfect time. Like, let her at least eliminate 3 women, and then that should be good enough to keep her, like, middling with the rest of the Raw ladies, and then you can start, giving her a good feud with somebody.
Dude, I really think you should throw Alexa out.
That's what I'm saying. I think the way that just played out on Monday night, that's how it's going to go, is the feud is going to be between Lacey and Alexa, the lady versus the goddess.
Yep, we agree, man. I love it, man. But that was a great one more thing on this one.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off,
bro. Nikki Cross is absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She is fucking hilarious.
You already know.
When she was on the ramp and she was looking up all crazy and shit, I was dying.
I'm telling you, that is my girl, the Twisted Sister at NXT, man. I love me some Nikki Cross. She gonna make the Rumble interesting. She is going to make the Rumble interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, and we'll get more to that on our prediction show for the Royal Rumble that we'll have coming up this week. Also, the next segment, man, we get some more NXT call-up action, man. We get the Ascension versus Heavy Machinery. And I haven't watched much of Heavy Machinery, and goddamn.
And you missed out.
Dude, these dudes are absolutely entertaining. I'm gonna go back and watch it tonight during my workout. I'm gonna watch a couple NXTs tonight, man, because they impressed me, man. I'm
telling you, they big and they can move. Dog, and watch their takeover matches. I think they had one like 2-3 takeovers ago.
Okay.
Man, they was rolling. They lost, but they was rolling, dog. And then, Dozer hit that Otis Dozer hit that Caterpillar. Of course, they ain't gonna call it the Worm. Is Scotty Too Hotty dead?
No, Scotty Too Hotty's still alive. Rest in peace
Oh,
to Brian
Grandmaster
Christopher.
Sexy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian
rest in peace to
Christopher.
Brian Christopher.
But you can't call it the worm, so he hit the caterpillar. And I'm telling you, man, I don't know why you've been letting yourself not enjoy Heavy Machinery, dog. And I love heavy Machinery because they remind me of some real ass construction workers that after a match they're going to go pour some concrete.
Dude, man, they were absolutely hilarious, and this is what we need, man. This is the way that they introduce Heavy Machinery in their first match, and the way they introduce Lacey Evans is how they should introduce all of their call-ups, man. Perfect, perfect. And just like Big Ish said, the winners of this match were Heavy Machinery over the Ascension. Um, Dude, then we get the Raw Tag Team Title match. The Revival versus the champions Gable and Rude with the
Kurt was
special
called.
guest. Say again.
I was about to say with Kurt Hawkins as the referee, he was calling that shit right down the middle.
Right down the middle, and that pissed off the Revival, man. So,
but that's what made it a good match because you see the Revival who complained about underhanded tactics was trying to do so many underhanded tactics during the match and getting called out for it because they thought having Kurt Hawkins as the ref was going to be in their benefit. So it was really good. I like that dynamic and angle that was running during this match.
Dude, it was really, really good. And this ended up, like Big Ish said, Hawkins was calling it right down the middle. He was stopping all their cheap antics. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable eventually got the win. But what took place after the match is what was kind of exciting also as well, too. Revival start beating up Kurt Hawkins. They're mad. They're angry. They're putting the boots to him. And who comes out to make the save? None other than Zack Ryder, man. The old tag team partner of Kurt Hawkins, man. He fights off the Revival. And they shake hands and stand tall. And it looks like we have a reunion of the Major Brothers, a.k.a. The Edgeheads, a.k.a. Hawkins and Ryder, man. Which,
if you look at it, too, now you got Heavy Machinery, Edgeheads, Revival, Chad Gables, The Ascension. You got traditional tag teams. I swear, if WWE fumbled the bag on this one for their tag divisions, then then I have no hope for the women's tag division. Because the women's tag division is already one step behind by only having one set of tag titles. Like, how are the women supposed to, like, if SmackDown wins it, how are the Raw women supposed to compete for it, and vice versa? So if y'all fumble the bag with y'all men's division, now that y'all got so many legitimate tag teams, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I don't have high hopes for it, only because we don't have enough women. Honestly, like you said, not enough women's tag teams that are already established and not just going to be two people put together.
Exactly.
So yeah, we can talk about that for Elimination Chamber, though. Speaking of women, man, get another Ronda Rousey promo, man. And
hey, man, I love, like, first off, let me say this. I've been loving Ronda Rousey right now for a while since her WWE debut. She's been definitely improving the in-ring work, but her promo work need a real overhaul. Because, man, this one Monday night was not where it's at.
Nope.
Someone even said, man, it's okay if you're going to ramble and speak nonsense in a promo, but at least be confident in it. Like a la Steiner, his Steiner math, 1/3 of 33%. At least he believed that shit. Like, Ronda was just stammering words, just running through her shit too fast, like she was on speed or something. Like,
yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on.
And she ain't even do one coke sniff, so it didn't even make it enjoyable. Like, oh man, you remember the Hulk Hogan and Macho Man promo together
with the Ultra Power, the Mega Powers?
Yes.
Yep. They had a whole bunch of those that were classic.
That was like when you coked out of your head because you on top of the world when you was in the 80s as a wrestler, you can get away with a promo the way Ronda did it on Monday. but this wasn't it. And I love Ronda, and she just had a good interview with Kevin Hart on his show, little interview, small 15-minute YouTube show, Cold as Balls. Watch that, listeners, that her Cold as Balls interview. It was really good, which made me even more mad that she gave this terrible promo. Like, once again, what I always been saying, WWE creatives, learn how to write for your talent instead of writing for your angle.
This shit was garbage, man. It was garbage. Like, we can move on from this one now, I guess. We've already talked our shit about this.
Yeah, we can go.
But man, the main event is Ronda Rousey and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bayley. Pretty much this was just setting up for the women's title match at Royal Rumble. The winners of this were Sasha Banks and Bayley, where Sasha Banks made Natalya tap out to the bank statement. After the match, Rousey comes in, gets in Banks' face. The referee gets in between them. They have a good old-fashioned pull-apart, and Raw goes off the air with them arguing, man. Which I'm not mad at. I thought it was good. I thought it was decent. What did you think of the whole ending of Raw? And what do you think about this match coming up on Sunday?
I thought the match was really good. I like how Sasha started off cheap-shotting Ronda off the apron. It was just really good, man. The work was great. You got Sasha and Bayley, the Boss and Hug connection, putting on a really, really good show with Natalya. Now, where it gets interesting is how the dynamic of Ronda's coming into play was, because Ronda also had a good match in this tag team match. So it looks really good, but it just really excited me for Sunday, honestly. When Sasha and Ronda get in this ring, chances are, just like how Charlotte and Becky's match couple months ago, not the one right before Tables, Ladders, Chairs, in Survivor Series, whatever was before Survivor Series, that match is going to, I feel Ronda and Sasha are really going to take over the show, and you're going to hear people say this is probably should have been the main event. It should have main card. It should be the main event. And I think they got what it takes. So I thought the ending match was pretty good. It did not end the way I thought. I thought it was really going to end in some sort of interference where neither one was able to get any momentum going into Sunday over the other. But Sasha with the bank statement over Natty leaves Sasha a little bit more dominant now. And we'll see going into Sunday. I still feel, well, I'll leave my prediction for the prediction show. But like I said, I think this Sunday's match with Sasha and Ronda is going to be great. I just wish Ronda, hey, man, somebody got to write better for you. I know it's not you. It may be a little bit of your delivery, but it's also the content they having you deliver. So I hope someone gets better at writing your stuff.
Got to get her a mouthpiece, in my opinion. A mouthpiece.
Like I said, Leo Rush. Hit up Leo Rush.
Somebody, man. And then that's the end of Raw, man. If I had to put a grade on it, I'm gonna give it a C, man. It was good, some bad. Very watchable. All these Raws this year have been very watchable, so I'm gonna give it a solid C.
I'll go with a C plus, because I felt there was some high spots, a lot more lower spots than the last couple weeks, which is why it's getting in the C range. But I'll give it a C plus. But I ain't got anything else to say about it. What about you, bro?
Man, I got nothing else for him. What you got, Big Ish?
Then you already know what it is. It's been your boys, No Jobbers Allowed, with another Raw review. And as always, I've been Big Ish, and with me like I always was.
Man, it is your guy, Erwin, and we out.
We out. Listen to this